Hey guys, this is a general reading for Capricorn for kind of like the end of January, but more for February of 2021. Sorry, I'm trying to like straighten that. Okay. End of January, February of 2021, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Capricorn in your chart, if you're cross-watching for another Capricorn, or if you're just drawn to this video. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened. It could be happening now. It could happen in the future. I could read this as love. It could be career for you. I could read this for you, and it could be someone else significant to you, or the roles could be switched. So just apply it to your life as necessary. Take what fits and leave the rest. Like, don't take what doesn't fit, okay? Thank you so much for those of you who inquire about donations. If you're interested in that, donation information is in the description box below, my PayPal address, or link. And for the reciprocity of energy, if this reading resonates with you or has helped you, or if you feel just drawn to. For service information, it's in the description box below. However, I also do shamanic services, like illuminations, if your energy is kind of off balance. Something's in your energy that shouldn't be there. If there's something that should be in your energy that's not there. Shadow contracts, if there's any cords or feeder tubes. Soul retrieval, so if there's any soul fragments that leave during like trauma or just for whatever reason it doesn't want to be here in this lifetime or another lifetime, if something just doesn't feel right with you, you know. And then also destiny retrievals. What is your possible destiny in your most healed state? A lot of people forget that over time. Also, so if you're interested in that, email me. I don't have it up yet. I've been doing it for a while, just have not updated my stuff yet. I do private light language, and then also crystalline consciousness technique, or CCT, which works on a really high vibration, uses sacred geometry, and it helps take you out of your electromagnetic field into your crystalline body. So it makes manifestation, transformation, and healing faster. So basically too, like if you're trying to like heal something or move through something and you really don't know what's going on, it will either just heal it and you'll be able to shift over, or it will bring up what you need to work and shift through. So if you're interested in any of that, email me until I get it up on my site. Or in the description box, I mean. Also, if you can't do any of that, or even if you do, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. It's a great way to show, you know, thanks for the energy I put into these. It helps grow my channel. It helps circulate the video so people who need to see it are more likely to see it. So please like the video and comment on the video. I read every comment, even if I can't reply to them all. And it takes 2 seconds to do. So I really appreciate it. Share the video again. It makes it to where more people can see it who need to. Also, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos, and I'll be doing more. I have a lot of plans coming up for what I'm going to be doing. If you think you're subscribed, please double check. A lot of people think they are, and they're not. Somehow they get removed, and this is kind of a problem. It's not just my channel. I've noticed it with other channels, okay? So if I think of anything else, I'll let you know. Oh, one more thing. My chair, it kind of broke the other day when I was like leaning over and something in it broke, and it's super squeaky right now. So I have to go. I'm hoping to go this weekend and get a chair. So please, I apologize if you hear all the squeaking from my chair. Okay, so just bear with me short term. All right, so Capricorn. For one, I'm sorry for any uncomfortability or pain that you may be going through. I'm also sorry it's been a while since I've done a reading. But it's a pretty heavy energy, it feels. But at the same time, it seems like it ends up pretty or fairly good for you. So just hang in there. let's start out with your, I'm guessing, like, I think I know what most of this is about, but we'll see as we get channeling. But I think it could be about a job too, like somebody really leaving a job that they just need to really be done with. Or even more so, like it could really be a relationship. But either way, you're just really dealing with the end of some type of significant cycle. And let's just go. In the center of your reading, you have the Four of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. So here's the Four of Cups, Nine of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. So I think you're kind of like, what's the suit? Air. You may not be able to think that clearly right now, actually, which makes sense because you're in a lot of like watery or intuitive kind of energy. But you're kind of like, I think you want something. So this is kind of might be a couple different things. You may want something that you can't have right now, and you're keeping everything else away that's not that, and you're just kind of like lonely or sad in the meantime. Or what you really want, it's just not really good for you, or it's bringing up sides of you that you don't really like. Either way, whatever the situation is, it has you in not a great place. It's not a great energy. You're kind of just really in your emotions. You're not really inspired. You're kind of bored or feeling lack on something. The interesting part is, though, is that in this particular Four of Cups, normally in the Rider-Waite Four of Cups, you know, they're looking at the Three of Cups and one is being offered to them and they're ignoring it. This one, they're not ignoring this new opportunity. She's kind of like looking at it and focused on this new cup or emotion. Maybe just seeing what will unfold from it. So I do think something will come in and kind of heal you from this feeling, but this is hard because I can kind of feel your guys's confused, like watery, intuitive energy. It's like, so it's going to be a little hard. You might have a hard time speaking or explaining yourself, which makes sense. It's Mercury retrograde. Because right now it's like I can feel the energy, but I'm really having a hard time like putting it into words or saying it. It's like you're kind of stuck because you're still holding on to a last bit of something, whether it's within you, outside of you, a relationship, a job, a way of being, a pattern of behavior, whatever it is that really at the end of the day, you know, is not good for you. And you're trying to kind of like heal and protect yourself. But it's bringing you like a lack mentality, or just not a good mentality. Like, almost like part of you, whatever this may be, I mean, it could be simple even. It could be like a way of eating or something, or a way of taking care of yourself. But part of you wants to do one thing and the other part of you like doesn't. It's actually trying to protect you because it's actually not, whatever this is, it's not good for you. Part of you wants it, but it's not good for you. And you know that. I don't know if you've, I kind of think you've gotten to a point recently where you've had to realize that it's not working and you just have to do it. Even, and I don't know if you're getting there or if you're going to get there, but where you just can't not do it or ignore it anymore. What's crossing you is the World. A lot of people have like endings of cycles right now, I feel. And this is an ending of a cycle, even with the perspective of it and everything. You kind of have, I think, learned the lesson. I'm sorry. Your guys' energy is a little hard. Which I'm sure, like, I can see all your other cards. So I'm sure you're probably right now like, yeah. It is. Is this what I want to use? I just want to clarify this and see what it... Sorry. What it comes up as. This World card. Whatever it is, though, it's like you're wanting to... It's more of like an attachment feeling than an actual truly being inspired by it and truly being into it feeling, because you have the Four of Cups. So it's like, yeah, I'm focused on it, but I'm not super excited by it. But you're kind of like hanging in there, but it's just not serving you anymore, and it's not making you feel that great. So if you haven't started to realize you need to end the cycle, or the cycle's going to end, it is. Tell me, what can you tell me about the World card? Eight of Pentacles. It may be something having to do with work. But it could also be a relationship, but just in a sense that it's not working. What can you tell me about the World card? Just whatever it is you've been doing. You have the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. Whatever you've been working on. So for some of you, you've really been working on a relationship. For some of you, you've been working on a project or some type of work or whatever. And something, it's either completely ending or something about it is ending. It could also just be like some way of being. Like maybe you've really been working on things, you know, with your health. Yeah, like taking care of yourself. Right? I was about to say that the Empress came out in this particular one. She's taking care of a little boy and helping heal him. Like maybe for some of you, this is like health stuff or self-nurturing stuff. And just something's got to change and something's got to give. There's like an old way of being and doing things that you just really can't do it that way anymore. Whether it's the perspective of it, the action of it, whatever. It needs to either change or be done. And a decision has to be made. In your foundation, you have the Lovers. So again, like I said, this could be a relationship, but you're knowing though, clarifying this, you have the Seer, follow your intuition. Like you're knowing that you need to do this and you need to make this decision. And you need to make a better decision than you have been before. Maybe even to talk to somebody or seek help about it in some way. But either way, to do what's best for you and what's going to put you in the best position that you want to be in. But some decision has to be made, and it's one that's a higher decision. It's a decision that's better for you, even if you don't want to do it. Like, you know you need to do it, though. In your past, you have the Six of Swords. So kind of like mentally moving forward. So like I said, some of this could be a relationship. I feel honestly for most people, it's a relationship, and it's a relationship that's just not good for you. And you've been putting a lot of work in, And I think you've just kind of come to that realization. If you haven't, you might soon, that it's just not good for you and it's not working out for you. And whether they left you and you're dealing with the repercussions, or you had to just bite the bullet and do what you had to do for your best interests, and you're still kind of like sad about it, like you might have just stopped doing whatever you were doing, maybe tried to like cold turkey it, and now you're kind of in that confused, emotional, dealing with the stuff coming up phase from it. Because what's crowning you is you have the moon, and I can feel a lot of this energy. You're dealing a lot with the cycles of that. You're dealing a lot with the emotions of that, the intuition of that. There's a lot here going on about intuition. Like, you can feel that you need to do something. You can feel that you're really being guided to do something. And I feel that some emotions may be coming up from this. I don't know if this is the best deck. Can you tell me about these emotions? What's coming up? Four of Swords and Two of Swords. I feel like on one hand, you're actually like less stressed because of making this decision. It's gone from being very burdening to not as burdening. You are probably using it to your advantage in a way of being able to relax and try out and enjoy new things, and try to like work and balance yourself in the meantime, mentally and emotionally. But I think emotions still are coming up. Tell me about these emotions. It may really help you, by the way, to like talk to somebody if you're not, whether it's a counselor, whether it's just somebody who's been through what you've been through, whether it's a friend you know you can really trust, or somebody like me, like a spiritual kind of advisor. Whatever you feel guided to, though. Workaholic. Maybe some of you are working too much. Tell me about the emotions. Can you tell me about the emotions that are coming up here? It's like you are growing and benefiting from this, but it's just like you have growth, discovery, and impatience. It's like maybe you were working too much at something, whether it's a job, a relationship, whatever, and it was really burdening you, and it was really like weighing you down, whatever it was, or an old pattern, behavior, or whatever. Because I feel with the Six of Swords, like you just stopped. And like almost cold turkey. And although on one hand it was like it released that kind of stuff, that was the overburdening part, a lot of your other emotions are coming up. Like you're trying to do it to the best of your advantage, maybe almost even in a perfectionist kind of way, you know, because Capricorns really always have to have that thing of like achieving and doing and growing and getting results and being productive. And I think you're having a little bit hard of a time to just relax and heal and grow. It's like you're wanting to persevere and push through. You're getting impatient already in your healing process. Some of you may need to learn how to do a better balance, though, between overly working in whatever this is, like overly pushing, overly going after something, versus allowing it just to come and relaxing and just being and having fun. Some of you might have even had, honestly, like health issues, maybe even something with the heart, whether the heart chakra or like literally your heart. And you're having that hard time, I think, kind of relaxing and having impatience, like, to get better. So that honestly, and I think that's why you're kind of really sad, is that it's almost like you were forced to stop whatever this was, whether you chose it or the universe did it. And you're becoming impatient about the healing process or whatever process it is that you're going through, because you really honestly just want to get back to the way things were. And that's kind of why this Wheel of Fortune is what's crossing, is that I don't think you're going to be able to go back to the way things were, because they led to whatever this was that wasn't good. You know, it was overburdening, it was overwhelming, it wasn't good for you. You really can't. This cycle either needs to or will end. Like, I don't think you'll be able to go back to that. You're going to have to let that go and let whatever emotions come up of what, like, face whatever keeps trying to get you to go back to it. Like, what are those emotions that's like, are you useless? Do you not have a purpose? Like, what is it that's making you to where you can't just sit and relax and like have fun and enjoy yourself for a little while? But also, so not only those emotions, but also the emotions of what is coming up from not being able to do this. What is coming up to be seen? What is coming up to be worked with, that you can shift and do something else that you then also enjoy, but maybe slightly in a different way, that you're really not seeing, because your focus is to be able to let time pass, whether this is time that needs to be had, whether this is healing that needs to be had, whatever this is, you're wanting to go back to the way things were, because in your eyes, they were working well. And whether it either really wasn't, or it's just time for you, there's something trying to come in that's better for you, you're not seeing it. Like, you're getting kind of impatient because you don't really want to sit and do the internal work on yourself. And even if you are right now, you're still doing it in kind of like a productive, organized, business-minded way, you know, like trying to really do something with it still to build and do whatever. Instead of just being with yourself, just letting all that go and just be with yourself. But because of that, you've also got blinders on, and you're not really seeing where your guides in the universe are trying to take you. It's like you're trying to micromanage or control what's going on or what the situation is. And not just go with it. Maybe you are. I mean, you do have the moon. And yes, it is intuitive, but the moon a lot of times, especially if you're trying to control a situation, and I get this vibe that you may be, the moon can go from being flowy and intuitive to confusing and somewhat intuitive, but more confusing and a little bit like a dark night of the soul vibe. So you may be going through a dark night of the soul, or you may just be being confused and be like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And a lot of that is because you're trying to maintain control, either by not doing what it wants you to do, or doing it just not in the best way, or just saying, okay, I'll do this for a minute, and then it's just going to go right back to what it was. It's almost like you feel like you've been put on hold. Things have just like work stopped, whether maybe it's this that's going, I don't want to say it because I don't know if it'll be flagged, but whatever's going on, or if it's like your own health wise, whether it's business health wise, love wise, or whatever, and you're just putting it on hold, and I'm just going to stop saying it over and over again, like you're planning on and hoping that it will just go back to what it was and come back and be revived, right? But in the likely future, you have the Eight of Cups. Like you emotionally let this go, more than likely. And she's again looking towards the full moon. See, like right now in the crowning position, if you look, like she's not looking at the full moon. She's kind of looking away from the full moon. So I think this is right when I said where instead of it being that flowy, intuitive kind of energy, I think it's more of that confusing kind of energy. Where in the likely future, I think something about you kind of gets what I'm saying right now. Because now in this Eight of Cups, she's now looking at the full moon. Which I feel like the energy then turns to, you are now able to utilize the intuitive guidance part of the full moon and going more into the feminine, receptive, going with the flow type energy. So something kind of happens that kind of helps with that. And you do have clarifying this. You have the spirit, unforeseen, unseen forces watch over you. You have the oracle, seek wisdom and guidance from others. And then you have seduction, passion, and romance await. So, I mean, it could be another like loved one comes in that sparks some stuff in you. It could be during this time, and maybe even your guides, or maybe even this reading is what guides you to it, where you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Or, you know, you get a download or a message from your guides, or something kind of just fun and exciting comes up, whether it's a person or hobby or whatever. And then all of a sudden now your attention is going in a different way. Or maybe you see or talk to somebody else who's kind of already going in a direction that might be good for you to go in, you know, whether it's a different way of running your business, whether it's a different person for a friendship or a relationship, a different job, a different way of like being health or behavior wise, whatever. But some of you really are kind of in a toxic relationship. So this really just needs to end. And this attachment needs to be let go. Which you also have here at the bottom of your deck. Because not everybody's is going to be a relationship. But you have walking away. And then you have attachment. And you have like the third eye chakra, man holding a heart, blah, blah, blah. Like it just blows up if you go into the cards, which I'm not going to do so time-wise, but it just kind of blows up. It's like tower energy. So it just needs to be done, and you need to stop persevering at whatever this older thing was, or this older way of doing things was. It just needs to be done. How you see yourself is you have the High Priestess, and you have the Harlequin. True feelings are masked. So, some of you are just not really dealing with your feelings, your emotions, and your true self that's trying to call you into a different direction. Again, business, love-wise, whatever. I got when I first laid this down, and this really applies to, maybe to all, but especially the relation. For those of you, this is about a relationship. I really just kind of heard with her, the way she's looking is like, I know. Like, she's not saying much, but she knows. So some of you might know something about somebody. Maybe you're not really saying how you feel, or you know that somebody else is wearing a mask and you can't really trust them. And then some of you that this isn't about a relationship, but it's just a change in your path. It's like intuitively, you know, on some level, you're just having to release that control and release that idea of that old way of being and doing things, and facing those feelings that are coming up of whether it's, are you still worthy if you're not productive at the moment, you know, or where does that really come from? Just the change in doing things and the feelings that are coming up from that, basically. So, I mean, you'll know every situation is going to be different, but you are really sitting in your intuitive state. It's just, you can't truly fully get into that until you release the control, which you do end up like doing in the likely future. And I think you're kind of guided to do that, whether it's people around you just, you know, synchronistically matching up with you and that helps guide you, you see something different, or whether it's your actual guides telling you and you get the message or whatever. What's in your environment is the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Two of Swords. So some of, like, this could be some of you knowing your worth and getting out of this relationship. This could be somebody else who, like, they're not really knowing what they want. I don't really feel that. I feel like this is more of an energy around you, or like another or past part of you. Like, where here's you, like, building all your stuff, putting all your time and investment into stuff, building and doing whatever, that Queen of Pentacles-y kind of thing. And then now you're kind of in this hermit mode, which is a very different energy. You know, instead of like, here's all this stuff you built up, everything is going great, it's what I planned, it's what I built, you know, it's like you got everything on lock. And then this is like very different, you know, and it's like, I don't know. And so now you're kind of like just blinded. You really haven't used your intuition, which you're having a hard time doing, because you're sort of being pushed into further parts of yourself for a reason, but you're having a hard time seeing things and like making a decision. And to be honest with you, I mean, that's the hard part. I don't think you're supposed to be making a decision right now. Yes, you should leave a toxic situation or relationship if you're in one, but you're probably trying to go from one thing to like building to the next and hoping it'll come back, and maybe I could build something that will then make it work, or even if not, you're just going too fast to the next. And it's trying to just really get you to go and sit within something within yourself and to really just look at and sit with that. And because there's something that has to be seen or released, whether it's just old stuff or whether it's an old hope that you had or whatever. But how you're being seen is in the Seven of Wands. I think you're not really being seen in your natural kind of comfortable realm. You're very much out of your comfort zone. And some of you, it was your choice. Most of you, I don't think it was your choice. And I think you're kind of like really not really in the best of energy. Like maybe your whole security is being questioned. And you might be a little aggressive or defensive, or just really trying to keep people away. Like you're a little bit angry about it. Even if it's just repressed, you're just kind of like confused and angry, and you're just like, all my plans have been messed up, you know, everything like you really built and put into. And I think it's just really trying to get you to see that I don't think you've really been tapped into the best, like the most of who you are and seeing something within yourself. And I feel like there's a better way coming for you. But you have to go within and see these parts of yourself in order to allow them to align and integrate, and then release like all these burdens and like know how to make a decision going forward. you'll know once you release the control of it and just kind of sit and face what it is you don't want to. Once you work through that, you'll then know how to move forward and where to put your work into and what decision to make on where to go. And you might be like, oh, well, I already know that now. But like I said, whatever you were doing isn't going to work anymore, or it needs to be changed or tweaked or completely cut out. Whether it wasn't good for your health, whether it wasn't good for your psyche, whether you just weren't paying attention to something, whether you were just trying to get the achievement of it and being successful, and you're like, oh, good, okay, I'm achieving and successful, but it wasn't something like really with your flair all in it, you know, like you and you expressing you, whatever all that is. Like, it's going to be different for everybody. In your hopes, you have the Judgment. So I think this is you wanting it to come back, even if it's in like a better form. I think you want it to be revived once this period is over. Maybe in a better form, but at the very least, you want it to be revived. Let's see. Tell me about Judgment. About the Judgment card. The Chariot. I mean, I think you want to move forward, but you want to get going again. And I just really think it's that you just want it to be the same. But either way, you want to get going. You don't want to be stalled. You don't like being unproductive and all of that. But yeah, because as I say that, it's the Four of Pentacles comes up. You want to get going again. You don't like this Four of Pentacles energy. Not really the holding on part, but kind of like the stalled, not moving forward part. And being like confused. It's like this one, she's like driving the car and she knows where she's going. And this one, she's stalled and she doesn't know what's going on. And you don't like that because that's not really like your jam. It's not really what you do. In your fear, you have the Page of Cups. I think that you fear starting over, like something new coming in. I think you don't want to see what you built, which, you know, what Earth sign does, let alone other people, but especially Earth signs. Like, you don't want to see everything you've built go to waste. You don't want to start all over. You don't want to do the work to all that. It's just going to probably prolong you being productive and stuff again. And it hurts your heart. You know, a lot of what you put together is probably like your baby. It's your creation. It's just the only thing is that there's something in you that's more of you that really wants to come out and be created. And it's a growing and an evolving and an expression of you. So it's hard to see that ahead of time, but it is what's going on. In your likely outcome, you have the Knight of Cups. So it could be a new person. So for those of you, this is a relationship. This is a new person that would be coming in. And I'm not one of those people like that's all about like the love thing like that. Like someone new is coming in. But this does feel like a new energy. So this is either a new person coming in that's like, good job. Now you can have like what you actually want coming in. It may not look what you look, you know, it may not look like what you thought you wanted it to look like because you probably wanted it to be this old situation or this old way of being. But it is a leveling up, it's an evolution, and it's more aligned with you of where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do and what you actually want. You just have to release control of what it looks like. Like I keep saying, you have to release that control. If you're wanting like love and commitment from a person, it's probably not going to be this person that you've been with. You know, if you're wanting like certain stuff from a job, it's probably not going to be from the job you're at. If you're wanting certain different things, or even just you think it's working, but it's a lot of burden and it's too much time, it may not be from whatever you've built, whether it's just not that or whether it needs to be tweaked in the way of, is there a way you can do what you were doing, but you can do it with more efficiency and less strenuous labor on your part, and maybe even balanced with a little bit more enjoyable times, so that you can really take care of your heart and your energy, and it will help keep your health vital and keep you going, instead of being like, oh, I'm going, and it's really just stressing you out and your health can't keep up with that. You know, just a way of tweaking how are you doing it? Like how, like, I don't know, like if you do coaching, can you do group coaching so you reach more people and you could do less sessions, but still have the same outcome? Is there a way you could start up like passive income so that you can just truly have fun with your work and not worry about the money? Whatever it is, can you be with somebody else that you actually have fun being with them, and it's not like every ounce of your being has to be dedicated to the relationship or it would fall apart? But with this Knight of Cups, you have the Unicorn, good fortune and friendship. So this is a good energy that's coming in. Once you let go of the control in whatever this is. You do have the Wolf, beware who you trust. The Sphinx, choose your words carefully. Medusa, jealousy will lead to downfall. Love, true love and infidelity. Black Cat, your luck will soon change. The Maiden, a new relationship follows or blossoms. Your abilities will be enhanced. You will go through some darkness, but you'll be guided through that. I think the beware who you trust is for some of you, whatever this possible situation is. And honestly, I think those of you that this is a relationship, I think you already know that. And I don't think it's going to get better. I think you need to be done with it and you're ready to level up and go to something else. You just have to be willing to release that control, do the work in the meantime, and let go of what it looks like. And let that come in and be manifested. And not have like your hands possibly all over it and knowing what it looks like exactly in the moment. Like, and I think that's really hard for a Capricorn. Really any earth sign. Like I'm a Taurus sun, so that's really hard to do. But even, I think a Capricorn, honestly, it would be harder. Because you guys really like see and execute in a little bit different of a way. So this is asking you to go into a period of less work, more going within. What does your soul want to say? What does it want to heal? What does it want to release? And allow the universe and allow your guides to kind of come in and shift things for you. And just release control of that. Some of you, it's just going to shift, you know, whatever's been going on. And some of you, it's going to kind of, it just has to be done. And then you'll go into a new. So, is that it? Let's do a shamanic, right? Is that what I want to do? I think I'm going to leave it there, but I am first going to do, where's my, yeah, an oracle card. From the Celtic Tree Oracle. I hope this helps you guys. If you need help with this, please let me know. Whether you need help with like perspective or reading or seeing what's possibly coming for you, what can help you during this time. CCT, like a session, like crystalline consciousness technique, a session or a chart would be great for you to do to help ease you and shift you through this process. So with shamanic services and just talking or reading, but honestly, I think CCT would probably be what comes up as the best because it can help you with this. Like I said, it's a higher frequency. It puts you in a lighter energy. it kind of eases that heavy of the worry, the stress, and the fear. And it puts you in that higher energy so you can just flow more. And because of that, it quickens and makes easier the manifestation, healing, and transformation. It basically helps you remove like whatever's blocking all that, and then you from basically sabotaging it or resisting it. It helps with the blocks. So let me know if you're interested in that. Okay. So what advice do you have for Capricorn? Thank you. Oh, that's so funny. This is the same one that came up for Taurus. Is this the right card? I mean, I wasn't gonna put it back in because I had it out for me, but I decided to. That's the one that came out. So it's an AILIM, silver fir, pine. Totems, eagle and owl. It's about foresight, higher perspective, inner vision, the higher self, higher dimensions, unseen realm, clear vision, progress, and sight. It represents clear-sightedness. She helps us see the big picture. We are encouraged by her to learn from our past mistakes and make new choices based on a higher perspective. She asks us to take the longer view. This tree offers us a spiritual infusion of understanding and brings us insight and expanded awareness. Fir holds the love of the great goddess. She can heal and support us through any situation. The wisdom of this tree encourages us to take the high road and to apply the words and ways of spirit. This tree is especially helpful as we make resolutions of any kind and speaks to the turning of the wheel after the winter solstice. You are promised divine assistance. The tree offers you spiritual understanding, the unconditional love of the Great Mother, and healing. Close your eyes, breathe, and receive the infusion of love. You are encouraged to let go and allow Spirit to show you the way. Exactly. This does take some humility, but it also takes courage to follow the path of love. What would you love to do here? So just let go and let your spirits guide you. And honestly, I don't think you're doing too bad of a job at that. I think you might be a little bit now. But whether it's through this video or something else, or maybe some of you do, take my advice on the CCT session with me. So if you're interested, email me. I'm not just saying that. It really helps a lot. Like I've done it a lot with myself. Whatever it is, something shifts it where you let go. It might even be one of those things besides you having a service, you talking to somebody, something coming in, or whatever. It might even just be like some of you who don't do any of that, or just hearing your guides are like, you just literally become so burdensome, like you can't hold on to control anymore about it. You just like, whatever, and you just let it go. But either way, I think you do let it go. And because of that, whether you completely let it go or it shifts and you just allow whatever is supposed to happen, whatever was supposed to come in for you or manifest or be created, it seems like it does. So, this is one of those situations where although normally your energies are amazing at doing this, this is one of those times where you really have to trust and release control and just watch the magic happen around you. That might be what I call it, is just let go and watch the magic happen around you. And again, this could be in any way, relationship, work, creation, whatever. So at this point, I'm just going to keep re-saying stuff over and over again. So I love you guys. I hope this helps. Let me know if you need help with this at all. Donation information for if this has helped you or if it resonates. Its PayPal information is in the description box below. Service information is in the description box below, except for the shamanic service, crystalline consciousness technique, the CCT, or the personal light language. Those are not, so email me about those if you're interested. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. But commenting and liking on the video takes 2 seconds, so please, it's a nice way of giving back, helping this channel, and helping others receive this video by spreading it, more than likely. But also make sure you're subscribed if you think you already are. Sometimes people get removed, but not by me. It just, for some reason it happens. I don't know why, but I love you guys, and I'll be seeing and talking to you soon.